Here we go. Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. So today we are going to be discussing how to sell on digital platforms. So I'm not limiting this content creation sharing to just Facebook or any sales platform. Good. All right. I'm not limiting selling to only Facebook and to content that we can all relate with. I'm looking at selling completely. How do brands sell? I wrote how to sell. How do brands sell on digital platform? And basic thing is we're going to be looking at it from a different perspective. I'm not going to be teaching you how to sell today, but we're going to be viewing how brands actually sell. We're going to be telling stories of how brands sell. And we're going to be sharing our experiences of what we've observed online. So this is going to be observational. And at the end of today's session, the task is going to be quite simple and something that I believe that you should all be able to do with ease, especially if you are someone that likes observing digital platforms and commenting, but not necessarily creating. And then you realize that you're actually contributing to the life cycle of content. So how do we contribute to the life cycle of content? And how do we as companies use social media or digital platforms? I will use the words digital platforms, social media, online interchangeably. That's just what we're going to use to call your online presence. And this could also be translated to your offline presence because sometimes it's reflected in your offline sales. But today's focus is quite simple. We're going to look at what people actually pay for. Then we'll look at content creation versus content marketing, user-generated content, the problem with content life cycle, time, and attention. And I just want to give a disclaimer. This was supposed to be the sequence the training went in initially. However, there have been a few changes, but not to worry, we're still going to get it done. But basically, it's going to be a two-part series. We're not going to finish all 73 slides. I know you can see 73 slides, don't worry. We're going to do like only 20 today, and we're going to continue the rest next week. But basically, what are people paying you for when they bring money out of their pockets? That's what we're looking at. And when it comes to the digital platform or you spend money, what do you spend money on? I want to just get from people. Personally, I don't need much persuasion when it comes to selling something. That song, I saw it, I bought it, is just me. I don't need much persuasion. As long as I like the color, I like the feel, and I have a need for it, I will see a need to buy it. But I want to hear from you people here. What will make you bring money out of your pocket and buy something? Is Timmy, what makes you buy things?
And I see how it can be used for, and how people are talking about it.
Okay, so you think about the usefulness and other people's perspective. Fantastic. Does any other person want to tell us what they pay money for? What do you pay money for? Or you don't pay money for anything? Anyway, if you're still below the age of 10, maybe you're not paying money for anything that your parents don't approve of. But at least most of us have bought one thing or the other for ourselves. So why did you buy that item?
First of all, I check the product. Is it something I want? And if it's something that I want, I check for customer review.
Fantastic.
I don't want to buy something that will end up regretting, because I hate it when I buy something and I end up regretting. So I'll check for customer review and see, okay, this product is okay, and I buy.
Yeah, me too. I read reviews. Amazon reviews are hilarious. There's one guy that just writes stupid reviews, and it's just amazing what people can do with reviews. Sometimes this thing has happened to me. You see a picture, you think it's something large, and then you buy it, and then realize that it was a toy because you did not read the dimensions.
Telling you exactly for such stories that touch.
Exactly, stories that reviews. So reviews are important, and those reviews are made by people. But what else do people pay for? What else have you paid money? Okay, what was the last thing you bought and why did you buy
it? Hi. So if I buy stuff, I make sure that I need it. That I need that item. It's not just You can just buy, you want something, you can buy it. After buying it, you realize that you don't really need it. It might just be there for a while you're using it. So e.g., if you're buying a bathing soap, apart from reviews, you actually need that soap before you bought it. That's so I basically look at my needs before buying items, even for clothing.
Yeah. Yes, you look at your needs. Thank you so much, Kiki. You look at your needs, but sometimes you're just some of us are impulsive buyers. They're just passing somewhere. You just see that it's cheap. You're like, let me buy it. I may need it later. And then you buy it because you think I got a good bargain. People buy when they get a good bargain. People buy when they don't feel used. If you feel that you bought something, how many of us have bought something and then you feel that this person just used my head? I shouldn't have bought it. Has that ever happened to you? Or I'm the only one that it has happened to?
Yes, please. It happens to me.
All of you. So as people that are trying to get people to pay for something, how do we avoid buyer's remorse after we've sold to them? How do we avoid them having that, I wish I don't buy this thing? There's some things you've bought and you've been like, never, ever, ever in my life, till my 10th generation, nobody's ever going to buy from this store or this person again. I will tell the whole world what they've done, blah, 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 blah. Because we are passionate people about the things we own. So what do we do to avoid that buyer's regret, buyer's remorse, somebody not feeling that I didn't feel like buying it, but the way she spoke about it, I bought it? Or people coming to London, buying Primark Atmosphere, coming to sell it in Nigeria for very expensive prices, and you're like, and they'll be telling you it's Atmosphere. Later you figure that these things and some of these things that they're selling that say it's London price, they've reused you. Or you bought designer, you bought Nike, you know you bought Nike from this person that you trusted. So how do we avoid those things when we sell? We first of all have to know what people pay for. And if we know what people pay for, we then know how to get them to pay for it if we have it. And if we don't have it in the right quantity, we then know how to create it so that we're creating the best product, selling it in the best way. And then when we get to the end of today's session, I will tell you what happens when that happens. So people pay for different things, but people pay for something that will make them money. If you notice, most of these courses and all these things that my colleagues do, they'll tell you, oh, this 30 posts will make you $1 million. Oh, 90 days to make your first million naira, 10 days to do this, because people will pay for anything that will make them money. It's going to make me money. It's going to make me richer. It's going to make me ensure I get returns on investments. I do not feel used. I am happy. Yes, I'm willing to pay for it. Who agrees with that? Are you willing to pay for something that makes you money? So if I have a bank account that is going to yield interest, so I open an account with a bank, they've marketed that to me, it makes me money. Another thing people pay for is for people something that will save them time and money. Oh, use our hotpot to cut down cooking of from 4 to 5 minutes. How many people are going to buy that pot? I won't spend hours in the kitchen cooking pomo. 5 minutes, it's ready. Of course, people are going to be willing to pay for it. So people buy things that will save them time and money. People also buy things that will make them avoid effort. It's not as if we are all lazy, but sometimes you just don't want to do it. So you want something that will make you avoid effort, that will reduce stress. If there's a way to wash amala pot in 3 seconds, and it's just something that is like this, and once you buy it, you have it for the rest of your life, people are going to buy it. So what we are selling, is it going to make them avoid effort? Is it stress-free? How to lose weight the easy way? How to lose weight for your couch? So when I'm saying all these things, start thinking about the adverts that you've been hearing. Indomie, it saves time. They even put it there. 2-minute noodles. It's saving you time. Your children are eating. It's not stressful. People are paying for it. Something that offers you a better quality of life. That's another amazing thing people pay for. People pay for things that afford them a better quality of life. Is my life going to improve? If I lose weight with your strategy, is it going to improve? If I buy your makeup, will my skin be flawless? If I use your natural hair product, will my natural hair retain moisture? So people pay for other things, but the 4 things that we should think about is, And we're going to use adverts. I'll see if anybody can think of any advert that talks about how you can save time and money or enjoy a better quality of life. Most companies that will use the better quality of life will be real estate companies. The adverts will contain things. I don't know if Kiki, if your sister is here, but it will talk to them about the quality of life you will enjoy in our estate. It's this, those will be the touching points she is talking about. And someone that says, I don't want stress. I want to live in an estate where my neighbor is not a church or a nice club that is making money. I want a place where my children can grow and be comfortable, especially for most of us that grew up in a military environment. That's kind of thing we are looking for. And then somebody brings such an estate to us, we're like, it's going to give my children a better quality of life. I will pay for it. So the 4 things, there are over 10 things, but today we're looking at only 4. Something that will make money, something that will save money, something that will avoid effort, and something that will afford a better quality of life. I'm going to use a couple of brands to do examples. Then I will take questions. I'll pause and take questions before we look at the other part. Let me see who is here. Okay, for the gas, easy gas, simple. Stay at home. I afford you a better quality of life, and I save you time that you will have spent in traffic by bringing the gas to you. So how do you now have to communicate these things in your caption, in your flyers, in everything, so that the thing that gets their attention first are those key things. May not be the price first. It may be that benefit. People don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. So what is that thing that will give them that benefit that they need in their lives right now? Better quality of life, relax at home, save your time, and I bring your gas cylinder to you. Avoid effort. Every day I am thinking, what will I wear? What will I wear? What will I wear? Kiki comes along as a personal stylist, and she has saved me time that I will have spent in my wardrobe by organizing my wardrobe. So Kiki says, spend time doing what you love doing while I organize your wardrobe. She can come in and do your organization and take out the clothes that need to go for the laundry. It's an extra service that she's offering. Sometimes you're like, do I dry clean this? Don't I dry clean this? You've ruined clothes that can be, that would have been spoiled if you dry cleaned it. She's saving you effort of having to go to the dry cleaner by the service she's offering. And this, it's something people that have a busy life and our clientele will want to buy. Make money. Oh, you're not making money online. You've been online for years. Okay, I've created a planner that will not only save you time, rather than thinking of what to post. When you can sit down for the first 2 weeks and fill this planner, you have content for the whole year planned, and it will not just save you time, it will make you money. If so, sometimes we always look at cheaper. Yes, people want to save money, but cheap is not a very good marketing strategy all the time. Oh, I am selling it cheaper than this person. Some people don't want that. Some people want to know, depending on your target audience, that no one else has what I want. So you have to understand who you are selling to and then sell the product. So we're going to do a little role play with a couple of people. Timei, pick one of your clients and figure out how you will rewrite a caption now based on one of these ideas of making money, saving time and money, avoiding efforts, or better quality of life. I've given ideas that you can steal. I don't have a problem with you stealing, but yes, you can.
A better quality of life. I can work with TV.
Fantastic. I expected that. Okay.
So, after a long day at work, we all just want to declutter our minds and relax. It's been a tough day out there.
Mm-hmm.
What better way than to light a candle, put your feet up, or soak your feet in a tub with essential oils and drink a bottle of wine while listening to good music at the background?
Fantastic. So you've brought something else that you can do for TV, which is create a relaxation playlist. So you've told them that, oh, when you come back from work, you'll be busy with all this traffic and all these toxins. You just want to come into an atmosphere that smells amazing. You can light our candle and you just zone out into a different place and feel relaxed. Our scents are this. So now you are selling the experience. People are willing to pay for that. Can you remember the jollof sauce we did? That one can avoid effort. Rather than you get back from work, you're a busy mother, rather than blending tomatoes, you have avoided effort. If anybody wants to try before I move to the next slide, and we'll look at something else people pay for, you can let me know. Money doesn't grow on trees, but money can grow. The money in your bank account can grow. But most people focus on the wrong thing when it comes to selling online. And that's a currency that we all neglect. I myself inclusive, when I'm making marketing strategies, we all neglect this currency. Who can tell me or guess what that currency is? What's a currency apart that is not money, that is relevant in this day and age? Does anybody have an idea? Take a guess.
See, what is not money or what is money? I didn't get.
It's not money, but it's
Crypto.
I call it a currency.
Cryptocurrency.
Attention.
Oh,
People pay you for their time or for their money. Sometimes when we are online, we want people to pay us with money instead of attention. Attention is a major currency we need to capture and allow people spend on us. Because think about it, if attention wasn't a currency, people will not look at your number of followers. They don't look at how much you have in your bank account. How many people are paying attention when you share something? Even if you don't make money from it, or you don't have money. Some people that have the highest numbers of subscribers are broke because they've not learned how to monetize attention. How do we monetize attention with the content that we create? That's what we're going to talk about today. So that's why I said we changed it a little bit. We're supposed to talk about AIDA framework. We're going to talk about attention and then link it to user-generated content. Most of you didn't join us early. However, I talked about TikTok and the couch guy TikTok video that went viral. What that video did was simply a lady walks into a room full of people and someone is filming. And because the person is filming, the person catches her boyfriend's reaction and the reaction of every single person in the room. So that content made people pay attention. And when you are creating content, these are the questions I want us to start asking ourselves. And if you took anything from today, take a screenshot of this and save it whenever you're posting. Think about it. Attention is one of the most important currencies that is neglected, and even big brands are capitalizing on it, but they are not doing it the right way. Have you not seen sometimes you'll be watching Mr. Macaroni's video and then you realize that it's an advert? Or you're watching a skit and then you realize that they're putting a product into it. They are trying to grab attention because they know that your guards are down when you are watching skits. Your guards are down when you are watching your favorite influencers. So influencer marketing is about attention marketing. How do you market attention to the extent that it can be monetized and generate profit for your brand? Ask yourself this question when you are posting. Will it stop the scroll? Is it enough for the person to stop scrolling and pay attention to me, what I have to say? Will it distract them? Okay, everybody is doing something, but oh, this looks nice. Will it distract them? After distracting them, will it keep them glued? Will it make them angry, happy, or sad? Some people just want to make you upset. Then you now start raking. You know that sometimes a video annoys you, then you just share it. You now start tweeting angrily. It's attention that people are marketing. We need to get their attention. We need to keep their attention. Will they ask for an encore? Is it shareable? And is it relatable? I'm going to take all these things one after the other. Will it stop the scroll? There are so many things online, but we remember what we said is people don't read on social media. They scroll. They do not read what you've put. So you may put a post and you put so much details in it and no one can read it. It's not attractive enough to get them to stop what they are doing. So think about the first thing. Will it stop the scroll? will it be will it stand out from different people? Will they be like, even if I've not looked at this person's post before, let me just see what they are saying. So once you've kept them, you've stopped them from scrolling, you want to distract them enough. And people have 3 seconds. That's why people say in your videos when you're doing skits, don't introduce yourself. Don't introduce yourself. Just go straight to the point. You have 3 seconds and you have to put your hook in. Emma talks about having a hook and things that you can use to get people's attention. And Timmy, please check your phone. Emma talks about things that you are doing to get people's attention and keep their attention by using a hook, something that will keep them in. Then, so if you're watching TikTok, why do you think we stay on TikTok for long? You're scrolling through TikTok and next thing somebody just says, are you the only one that? You want to hear what the person has to say. You want to hear what the person has to say. When someone says, are you the only one that? You're like, yes, am I the only one that what? But if somebody starts with my name, you're already scrolling past. For example, if I have a way of grabbing your attention for 3 seconds, I want to keep you glued in. I want to start a conversation that will lead to sale. So what I want us to do is get the attention, start conversations that will lead to sale. The sale may be immediate, the sale may not be immediate, but start conversations that lead to sales. And we need to make them happy, angry, or sad. There are some things that you just laugh and you send to people. There are some things that even because you are so upset, you're like, all this person has is audacity. How dare you? And there are specific people that you will send that to. There are some things that you don't even bother sending to people. You just keep it. So is it shareable? Will you be able to relate to that content? Yesterday, I was talking to someone. I was like, I get people that work with me have to understand that my mind moves in different ways. So sometimes when people that do ADHD TikTok say certain things, I laugh because I can relate with it. When people that grew up in the 90s talk about, in the 90s, we had to turn cassette tapes and things like that. We can relate with it. So people want to come online to relax, to get content that is not just marketing. But you have to create that digital magazine that will get people to stop scrolling, pay attention to what you say, but you also want to convert them. So it's not just getting attention for attention's sake, but it's getting attention so you can convert them or start a conversation that will lead to sales. So that's where your call to action comes in. Most of these other things, you can find them online. What is a call to action? A call to action is an instruction you give to your clients or whoever is reading your post, telling them exactly what to do. So they are not guessing. It leaves room for error, for assumptions. It removes that room of assumptions, or makes you know exactly what you want them to pay attention to. This is what I want you to do. I want you to do XYZ at this point in time. I want you to do just one thing: share, like, comment. You see that in the old ways of long form videos. Now they ask you questions at the end of videos. Why are they asking you questions? Because you are the most important person paying attention to them, which is a currency that they are taking to the bank. People that have taken attention to the bank are the Kardashians. They are fantastic at it. Social media influencers, they are fantastic at this. Why do you think people market on the Shade Room? Why do you think people go on Instablog Nigeria, or they pay social media influencers, or they pay Bella Nigeria? Wherever people's attention is, you are going to spend money. How many of you have been watching a show, then an advert comes in and you're like, it's true, I wanted to buy this thing, and then you had no intention of buying it the first time you saw that advert. By the second time it becomes, maybe I just need to go and do this. Continuous putting of attention everywhere is what marketers have used in the past, and on social media it's a lot easier. Will they ask for an encore? Think about it. Somebody creates a skit or a video. You're telling the person, when next are you coming on? You have the you have the person's attention, and the person is now requesting for more. That's what you want your clients to do. You want your clients to listen to you, or your customers or your followers to listen to you and trust you enough that they are not just seeing you as another marketer that is trying to make money from them, but you're selling them what they need when they need it and telling them how to use it. And they're even asking you for more tips. That's what our social media should be doing. And it should do it by looking at people from 3 different generations. Let's look at the Gen X, the millennials, and the Gen Z. I'm a millennial, to the glory of God. And so I'm in the middle. I can relate with both generations. Some customer companies or some people's customer service, they do not even know who they're targeting. They're not even talking about male or female. Oh, I have a female brand. The Gen X are very loyal. They are, oh, I wear Chanel perfume and that's all I wear. I'm not even going to move unless I have a reason. The millennials were now the professionals and leaders in the world because the Gen X are going out. And we kind of have loyalty, but not as strong as Gen X. Gen Z, those people, you people, they are a strong force to deal with. They don't just buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. They are an emerging markets that we need to pay attention to. We do not neglect any of these generations because understanding their behavior, understanding how they respond makes you know how to sell to them. Think about it. Your parents and you don't like the same thing. Most of us were on Facebook first. When our parents joined it, we moved to Instagram. Our parents joined Instagram, we moved to TikTok. When they joined TikTok, we're like, okay, where are we moving to next? You want a place where you can call your own with your peers. So when you are selling to people and you understand them, you are going to move from attention to retention, then acquisition. And I will explain all three. Attention is just, oh, I'm listening to what you said. Oh, I've retained the information you've said is retention. Acquisition, I'm buying and I'm sharing. Gen Zs are more organic and more authentic. They just want to be relatable. They've realized that the old marketing companies were just deceiving our parents and getting money out of them. These people were not reading labels. They were not doing things. They were just buying things. And now we are a more knowledgeable economy. So if you're going to tell us your product doesn't work in 3 days, your product will grow my hair in 3 weeks and it doesn't grow it, I will call you out on social media. They are the emerging youth market. Quality is important for them. They want to save time. They want to save money. They want to know that they are valued. They want to know that they are not just another piece of the puzzle. And people that understand marketing to Gen Z realize that it's important. Let's take social media, for example. Most senior pastors are Gen X. They do not understand the importance of social media. Some of them feel that you shouldn't be on it. Before lockdown, they've talked against it. You see Gen Zs, they've embraced it because they grew up in that era. But the millennials grew up where there was no social media and it exists now for Christians. They grew up when Kirk Franklin's stomp caused a wave in the church where some people were for it and against it. But Gen Z are growing up in an area where Kirk Franklin them have had to pay the price. So people like Gen Z understand that it's all right to be certain ways as a Christian. So they do not try to conform to the religious doctrine, but they are building a relationship with Christ and they realize that they can come the way they are, but their lives are being transformed. So talking to the 3 different generations, it's going to be different. You can't tell a Gen Z certain things. They're going to question you and they're going to open the Bible and tell you this is not what the Bible says. While Gen X will have taken it hook, eye, and sinker, Gen Z will not. Many are learning to question, but sometimes they question themselves when they are questioning. What does this mean for you as a marketer? Knowing your clients and knowing your generation that you're serving will save you time, effort, money, and everything when it comes to your copy. You will know what to say and what not to say. You will know how to appeal to the person that you want to talk to. Content marketing is about distracting someone enough to get their attention, retain their attention, that they come back and then you make a sale. Some people want to make a sale immediately. I always use the examples of these Yaba guys because I know that I really hated it. And then if you go to Peckham in the UK, Even if sometimes they say, at finance, you won't do your hair. And you're like, am I looking that rugged that you're asking me that question? But most of them are just about making an immediate sale. They're not about building relationships. How do we take the best of these three generations into our marketing strategy and not make it appear like it is forced? And this is where user-generated content comes in. I'm going to pause because the class is too quiet. Any questions, comments, or observations? Because everyone is just so quiet. I've never had a quiet class like this. Questions, comments, observations, anything?
Okay, what if we have like an audience that has all of these classes, Gen Z, millennials? It's possible to do something for everybody.
Yes, it's possible, because you may have different products that serve different people. So it's like when Kylie Jenner did an anti-aging cream for a company. I'm not sure. People were like, where are you aging to? You're only 21. So they may have products that serve specific people. You see someone like Naomi Campbell appealing to how many generations? Because she has mastered something that we need to master. So yes, we are saying understanding these three generations enables you communicate better, because you understand that you are getting attention. There are certain people you see on TikTok and you're like, I didn't expect you to be on TikTok, because they've just realized that the whole world is just about being yourself and you'll find your own people. But by trying to appeal to all these three generations at once, is it possible to appeal to to have something that your mother and your grandmother like at the same time, all of you want to buy it? What do you think? Is it possible to have something that the three generations like?
It must be something very timeless for everybody to like. It's possible, but it's very timeless.
It must be timeless. And something that is timeless takes time. The problem with social media, content creation, and everything is we are not patient enough. We do not have the resources to put into planning. And not everybody can come to a strategist like us to say, okay, what should I do? And when they come, they're not even patient enough to trust you. Everybody wants to make it now. Everybody wants to share now, sell now, make it now. Oh, tell me that I'll make 10 figures now and I will sign up with you. They want that, but sometimes they don't realize that in order to move forward, you need to sit down and count the cost. You need to understand, okay, I want to create a brand that will appeal to three people. There are some brands, I think when we're through with training, I'm going to do some videos on some brands that have mastered certain things and are able to do this. I'm just going to jump now. Share a Coke. Let's look at Coke. Do you think Coca-Cola appeals to everybody? Timmy, do you know?
Enough, I don't think so. Again, parents don't like it.
Why don't they like it?
They say it depletes calcium.
Why do they say it depletes calcium?
Because of too much sugar in it.
Because of the sugar in it.
Yes.
But the Share a Coke advert was an advert that they did well, where people on social media were using Share a Coke. Everybody was changing their names and things like that. It became something like you could own. So brands are now realizing that social media is a place they can sell. So they did this as something that was relatable, but it was a marketing strategy. Customize Coke to your name. Share a Coke with someone. So I want to send a Coke to Kiki. I'll just write Kiki on the Coke and make me design the bottle. But that was a marketing strategy that used what we call user-generated content. But we did not see that we were generating content for these brands by sharing a Coke. Now, when it comes to user-generated content, we've always said, how can we get people to use reviews? Today, when I asked, do you buy anything online? Everybody said, oh, yes. When it's, I read reviews first. Reviews are user-generated content, or what we call social proof. Social proof could be in three ways: media generated, company generated, and user generated. Company generated is us doing a documentary talking about the behind the scenes and telling people about our products. That's company generated. We'll look more into that later. But today's content is about user generated. And I'm going to show you how you have been seeing user generated content that has influenced buying decisions, and we just did not see it as a marketing strategy. So user generated content simply means content created by users, e.g. reviews, fashion hauls. I don't know. So there was a time Shirley is no longer as popular as she was before. But in 2012, 2013, I saw my mood board of 2016 and I saw Shirley's picture there. I was just laughing. Shirley, Beauty by JJ, Patricia were the Black British influencers and social media users that people used to go to because they were just giving feedback. And that time, they were not being paid as much by brands. So people were sharing content that was relatable. So they will share their experience of going to this place, and people will then buy or not buy products because they were given something that was from their own experience. They were given something that was on their own experience, from their own experience. But now what brands have done is this: they have been able to see that YouTubers are growing, social media influencers are growing. You see, after Big Brother Nigeria, most brands are signing people. Why? Because people buy content from people that they like. People buy content from people that, products from people that are there, they pay attention to. You see hashtags that are trending. When Tasha was evicted, after that for like a year, she was trending every day. So prank, so that this girl was marketable. So some people that think they're dragging you, they don't realize that they're just making you relevant. But user-generated content is actually cheaper for brands because it's cost-effective. They don't have to go and sit down and have a long brand meeting to do this. Somebody just creates it with their mobile phone and then they use it. It drives purchasing decisions. If I see someone doing a drive-through Chick-fil-A or adverts or Starbucks video, and I want to go, oh, next time I'm driving past, I want to buy it. Or I see someone that goes to Jevnik. I love Jevnik. If Jevnik had a drive-through, I don't have to stop and I've just placed my order and I can pick it and go, and I realize that's possible. I want to buy it because it pushes my purchasing decision, because I am not coming online to buy. I am just watching my favorite person and then capitalizing on what they have said is good and it worked for them. I don't know if you all can remember this video that went viral, and that video was not supposed to go viral. Most of the old viral videos were not calculated. They were actually calculated risk, not intentionally calculated to drive attention. And I will explain why I say they are different. Did you see the video of this guy that talked about Patti LaBelle's sweet potato pie? I don't know if anybody remembers that video. It was just a guy sitting down, and then he's like, oh, I'm about to try Patti LaBelle's sweet potato pie. And something happened after he did that. I think I will play that video just for you to see how organic it was. It was just an honest reaction to Patti's sweet potato pie. Even I, that was in London, wanted to go and buy the sweet potato pie in America. That's how good the video was. Sweet potato pie. I pray the video is still good. It had 6.4 million views. And because of this.
Greetings. So I went to the store.
Can you all hear what it's saying when I played it? Could you all hear? Okay.
Yes.
So just listen to what he is doing. He wasn't paid. He was just sharing. But look at what this video, and then we'll discuss.
After I seen somebody post that Patti LaBelle pie, I love Patti LaBelle. Shout out to Patti LaBelle, honey. I went and bought the Patti LaBelle pie. Sweet potato Patti LaBelle. This is the Patti edition, honey. This is the On My Own. Why did it end this way? So, Katrina, I bought you a pie. You get this video, see this video. You said buy you a pie, bitch. I bought you a pie. Bitch, I bought 5 pies. Do a raffle. Anybody want to win a pie? So I'm about to slice this pie. I think that this pie, because Patti LaBelle could cook. So I'm just thinking that buying this pie, it's hard to get in this motherfucker. Patti, what you sell this bitch with? Gorilla Glue? The shame of getting into the bitch. Okay. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Come on, Patti. You better come out. Come on, Patti. Open Patti up. Remember, support Black people, Black businesses. Okay, so look. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. On my own. Why did it end this way? Come on, Patti. So let's taste the Patti. I want to taste Patti. Oh, Patty's so moist. Come on, Patti. Patti. I want to taste Patti live. Make a video for those that say what it tastes like. I ain't never tasted, so here we go. Patti. If anybody know Patti LaBelle, tag her in the video. Patti. What? Just turned into Patti. You turned into Patti after eating this.
Oh, fantastic. So let's discuss that video. It has 6.5 million views. There are brands that do ads that do not even have 10,000 views. That video, I'll tell you what it did, but let's discuss the video. What did you notice about the video? Apart from the fact that it was swearing a lot, I apologize for that, but what else did you notice about the video? Nothing. Yes.
Okay, I think he had a fun way of talking in the video. And he wanted people to experience what he was experiencing firsthand.
It was authentic. It was not forced.
Yeah.
That thing made Patti LaBelle's pie sell out, that people were traveling state to state. They could not find it. It got her a deal worth millions in stores because everybody wanted the sweet potato pie. It was not forced. It was so real. It was like, see my reaction. It wasn't paid. So because there's a difference between somebody telling you I am good and you hearing this person is good. People can tell you, oh, DK, I can tell you people, DIY branding is the best course for people to do in the world. And somebody else tells you, if you do DIY branding with DK, in the words of Daniel, if DK teaches you and you fail, it's your fault. Those are two different things. One, I am bragging that I have the best course or the best teaching manual in the world. The second one, someone that experienced it has shared their views. This is, and what did it cost Patti to shoot this ad? 0. It didn't cost her a dime to shoot this ad. What did it cost her to upload it? 0. What did it cost him to shoot this ad? Did he have perfect lighting? No. Did he have perfect camera angles? No. What was it? He had himself, and all he did was tell a story. Sometimes I am guilty of this. We want everything to be perfect before we start. We want to have our website. We want to have every single thing. When people are just going to want someone that they can relate with, we are tired of people marketing to us and selling us courses and things that they tell us will make us become better people when they don't. So what someone that sees us as individuals and not as users or as customers or as money. Many of us are not selling because we don't see our customers, our clients as people. We see them as our money bag. Oh, how can I make money from them? How can you improve their life? And one way is by using user-generated content, asking them to share their views, good, bad, or ugly. I saw one tweet of someone saying they went to a Nigerian restaurant and the egusi wasn't nice, and the way that restaurant responded. I will share the tweet once I see it. I will go through it.
Oh my God.
Kiki, I don't know if you have it. It was ridiculous. That would have been a learning opportunity. That would have, and nobody will have seen the tweet. I think they said you are very useless or something. Sometimes we get angry
amount of money.
our efforts.
Oh my God. They
Sorry.
They were
rude.
They were rude, my God. My jaw dropped when I was reading that review.
With user-generated content, the thing is there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Take all of it and learn from it. It's always a learning experience. Find out how you want to respond. If somebody responds negatively to you, what do you say? If somebody says, oh, DK, I came to your class and it was the most boring class I ever attended, I will never attend again. I will say, okay, no problem. I won't start saying, your old villages are, yeah, all of you are Olodos. That's why people do not understand. That's why you'll never be. No, I will go back and reflect and see what I can improve. Because the truth is, I'm not in competition with any other to say, when I went for this person's course, I felt better. Rather than trying to say, but this person doesn't know anything, I will sit there and reflect and improve myself. User-generated content gives us feedback that we can use to improve ourselves. Someone says, oh, Kiki, I did not like the packaging you used last time, but the dress was nice. Oh, this dress was not true to size. It was a size 6, but you sent me a size 8. Rather than trying to always come out right, let us use user-generated content to inspire brand loyalty and create memorable events. You have this party zone that went viral. There are so many you can think about. Think about viral people that are making money. This guy is now making bucks because of this video he did. Many other brands will want this kind of organic content, but it comes naturally. That's why you see that when some things go viral, brands start commenting under your post. The recent one was this TikTok girl that was trying to get Tabasco sauce into a tiny jar. And she went to a restaurant and she took her sauce. Then she shared the story. Before you know it, it went viral. Her name is Bridget. You can check it out on TikTok. Tabasco sent her a message. Another brand sent her a jar. That a brand started competing. One now created a jar with her face on it. And it was just funny because that is content. We are not paying attention to them. That is a currency. The reason brands spend money on adverts, that you see adverts, is because they know that attention is a currency that they can buy. Because at that point in time, you don't realize that you are spending money. I used to say this thing. Sometimes you don't like certain things and they grow on you. People used to scream about Idris Elba. I never used to be like, But I was watching Sky. Until one day I was on Sky and I was like, I finally see it. And I could finally see the appeal. Why do brands use faces of people that people trust to get people to buy? Why are they using social media influencers? Why does bad news sell more than good news? Why do brands like just over Linda Ikeji and all these things, how do they monetize gossip? It's because of attention. And brands are now trying to go about it, but they are going about it wrong. Try and use your content to build community. User-generated content is something that is scalable. You can reuse it. You can use it to improve your product. You can use it to talk to other people to buy your product. There are certain things that I am someone that I always say this. I am bad at marketing bad things that I don't like. If I like something, you will know. For example, my coach, Victor, I've never met Victor, but the moment I finished his course, almost everybody that spoke with me knew Victor, and I've already sent most of them to take his course. I can be talking to somebody and I see that they need it. I'm like, you know what? Go for this BAW course, because I see the value it brings to me. It did not have to tell me anything for me to do that. Yes, I get an affiliate link now. Finally, when it was like, okay, you're bringing too many people, you need an affiliate link. But before I even said affiliate link, I was talking about it. Is your product something that someone is going to talk about even when you are not in the room? People say branding is not what we tell people, it's what people say about us when we are not there. I'll say a couple of brands, and then you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. And maybe organizations or brands or these things. When you think about Indomie, what's the first thing that comes to mind? First word. Anybody? Nothing comes to mind. We don't have people that like Indomie. When you think of Instagram, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Cruise, gist. I'm for Indomie. What comes to mind is fast.
Exactly. Sharp. When you think of WhatsApp, what comes to mind? First thing that comes to mind when you think of WhatsApp?
Start of somebody that is close to you.
Yes. And nothing that comes to mind is all those WhatsApp anti-threads that they will tell you boil onions during coronavirus. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. When you hear fake news, who comes to your mind?
Fake news. Hey, family news.
So when people think of your brand, what comes to their mind? Have we ever thought about that? People think about a brand. What comes to their mind? I remember I was handling a page for someone and I stopped, and somebody sent me a message like 3 weeks after I stopped, and she said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yes." She now said, "Are you managing XYZ?" I said, "No, I'm not." She said, "I knew it." I said, "Why?" She's like, "There's a way you design that is your heart is in it." And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm an accidental designer." But she said, "No, that I trust you enough to always be honest about certain things." And the way that sale was written, it wasn't the way I'm like, okay, fine. Do people trust you enough to recommend you to other people? Or they're like, you know what, because you're the only one that has this dress right now and I need it. Let me just buy it because I need it, but they will never recommend you to people. The way to get user-generated content is to build community with people, build customer trust. And if you're a new brand, so you're like, okay, I'm new. How do I do this? How do I build community? How do I build customer trust? How do I build brand loyalty? Create something that is memorable and shareable. So we said user-generated content is authentic. It drives purchasing decisions. But we as new brands, how do we do it? We create something that is memorable and relatable. We can take people behind the scenes and show them how we do what we do. We can ask people for reviews. That's one thing we don't do. Ask people, how do you feel about using my product? Do you mind sharing a review, even if you don't have to show your face? We don't receive because we do not ask. And sometimes it's from conversations. I don't need to ask you how you feel about me sometimes, but when we talk, I can use the words that you've used to describe my brand, to describe how I sell to people or to say what others are saying. That's why people love reviews. Some people will not buy products without reviews. My sister says reviews are not good enough. She wants to see videos. So for Shein, they have an opportunity for you to see videos and pictures of other people. So that's why people used to trust alls. But now you realize that people, the reason I don't really trust alls, and you see it, social media influencers, this generation of social media influencers now say, "Oh, if you're not ready to pay me this price, I'm not going to review your product." Sometimes we want products that you were not paid to review, so you can give us the truth. Because if I pay you to review my product, you might want to lie. Unless you're somebody that, you know what, if Shady was somebody's name, that is going to be your name. Some people talk about they've been branded by a certain company, but they're using iPhone. You will now say sent from iPhone, but they just became the brand ambassador of another company, and you're like, you're not even using it and you want me to buy it. So user-generated content is something that is diverse and we can use it. And we should start paying attention to how user-generated content is helping Tomama, it's helping Mr. Macaroni, but it's also, in my opinion, diluting their value. Because now it's like anything for a paycheck. And that's just my opinion. And I will explain. I'm watching a skit because I want to watch a skit. There can be subtle advert placements in it. But when there's an advert placement that is so clear from the beginning of the advert till the post of their video till the end, you can see that it is an ad. Then they have not written that story well and they've not written that script well. And I mean this in the best way. Sometimes things that are organic and natural help. Think about the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo, Lily, I'm not sure if it's Ronaldo, moved a bottle of Coke and said, drink water, and the stock of Coke fell. The power of one person. Think about the power Elon Musk has on something when he talks about Bitcoins and certain things. That makes us realize that people carry power and brands are paying attention to them. Now, those are big brands. How do we as little brands pay attention to user-generated content, and how do we use it? Collaborations are a good thing. We're starting something in Lagos, and Kiki, I will even let you know, where we'll be doing sometimes filming where we can talk about each other's products and things like that, come together and collaborate on projects and give organic reactions. Sometimes conversations talking about what you sell, you're actually more passionate when you're gisting someone. Sometimes when it comes to going live and talking about your products, we freeze and we're not able to actually share that organic part of who we are and why people should trust us. So how do we now become relatable? It's about doing it consistently. It's not about creating content once and then going away and saying, I'm done. But it's about being passionate about your business, that you're looking for more ways to improve your business for the person that is on the receiving end, not just so that you make money. I am someone that I would rather have 10 people go through a course and I know that I have taught them properly than say I made $1 million. Buy my course and you'll make $1 million. But some people, that is their marketing strategy. My own opinion is different, but that doesn't mean their opinion is wrong. And you must not always have an opinion. On subjects, I don't know what to say. I don't say anything. Sometimes some people insert themselves into conversations in people's comment sections, thinking that that will make them go viral. You must not always have an opinion to create content, but you must understand that your content is being used by somebody else to drive a narrative. They wanted to get engagement on their post. And you are arguing back and forth with somebody that you don't know on Twitter on a thread, and you don't realize that the person behind the scenes actually did that deliberately to get engagement, get traffic. And when they take that traffic to companies, don't you see people put screenshots? I got 5 million in this, 1 billion, this, they share their insights. Those insights being shared are coins for them. And sometimes we are the coins other brands are using to make money and we don't use it. So how do we use user-generated content in an ethical way? It's understanding the difference between content creation and content marketing, understanding that content creates itself sometimes when we put ourselves in a position to add value to people. It's understanding that creating content starts conversations that lead to sales. And we shouldn't always have an opinion on every single thing. We have to learn from bigger companies. So we're going to look at 3 companies as we close today. The first one is iPhone, shot on an iPhone. How many of you have seen this hashtag shot on an iPhone, or you see people saying, I shot this on an iPhone? This entire advert was shot on an iPhone. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Anywhere on social media? It started organically.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. It started organically, but it eventually became something that the company has capitalized on. And they've done it the right way. Some companies attempt to do this and it goes wrong. Some companies do it and they do it well. So how did iPhone do it properly? It's by having a good mix of all the generations and the budget in their marketing team. It's by listening to understand and not listening to respond. Most people listen to respond, or they just want to give a quick response, or they always want to have an opinion. Sometimes just pause and wait for the market to tell you what it wants. Don't tell people what they want. Short on an iPhone, some people say iPhone and Android conversations are amazing, but it's a marketing strategy for some people. How can we create content that somebody will use what we have and is willing to share it immediately to say, oh, I shot this video on an iPhone? Another one is Canva. Many people share behind the scenes of Canva. Canva isn't paying them to do this. I'm sharing from Canva, and Canva isn't paying me to tell you I'm sharing from Canva. I can as well have my PDF there and put this in PowerPoint and nobody knows where I'm sharing from, but I'm sharing directly from Canva. Indirectly, I am marketing for Canva. Marketing and telling people about products is not until you shoot an ad or say, I want to sell to you. That's what we think it is. It's the unsaid things that surround everything a brand does. Think about Canva. Canva has some wonderful blog posts that talk to you about colors. You don't have to use their platform to learn about colors. You don't have to use their platform to learn about fonts. You don't have to use their platform to do certain things, but they have put this user-generated content in a way that is value added. So, I said there is user-generated, there is brand-generated, and then there's media-generated. Let's take a little at brand-generated content. Brand-generated content is the one that your brand will generate to create social proof about how good you are, how knowledgeable you are, why you are an authority in what you do. And it's what I call value-added content or educational content. It's your how-to videos. How to iron a silk shirt without burning it, Kiki. That's an amazing idea. How to take out stains from clothes. You are talking about how to take care of clothes, but you are selling clothes. Canva tells us how to design, how to write the perfect blog post, but they're selling a service. They've not told you to buy yet. They've just told you how to do it. Do not be in a hurry to make a sale of a product that you lose the sale of a product line or of a brand's products. And this is what I mean. Do not think about selling an iPhone that you lose the opportunity for a company to buy a MacBook, an iPad, and every other thing just because you wanted to sell one product. Sometimes, yes, we need to make money. And this is my perspective. Your perspective could differ, but this is the way I decided to work. And it works for me. If you are patient, we have to go to market quick. Yes. We have to make money quick. Yes. But we have to also realize that we're in the business of handling individuals as content creators, representing them as content creators without representing us. And this is what I mean. For example, somebody is representing DK Jonah as a brand, and I tell a close friend of mine that has known me since I was 16 to represent me, Kiki. Wow. Okay. Kiki can represent me. Well, Kiki and I have different personalities as brands. So when she's representing me, she will not be representing herself as a content creator. She'll be representing the brand. When we are selling and we want to use media-generated content, user-generated content, or any generated content, what we need to realize is that we are not always in control of every single thing. First of all, Kiki is not in control of how Timeyi will view what I say, but she's in control of what she puts out there. And this is what I want to tell every single person that is representing the brand or representing themselves. You are not in control of how somebody will receive what you've put out there. but you are in control of what you put out there. When content is being generated, when you are asking for reviews, when you are asking people to share content, you have to remember that sometimes their feelings will hurt you. You put a post and you are expecting comments. Sometimes their feelings will hurt you. What you cannot, how do I put it? Don't put something out there that you're not ready to have a conversation on just because you want to sell. And every coach is saying, oh, say this, say this, say this. I can give you ideas, I can give you inspiration. But the truth is, the reason we call ourselves Team Restorative is not because we create or build brands. We restore what is in there. Be true to yourself. You want to make money by gaining attention through people's perspectives, but you do not have the resources to pay influencers. Most people that want to share on pages, you have to pay them, right? So you want a brand to represent you. You don't have that money. You want a brand to talk about it. You don't have that money, and you don't even have that time to explain to them. But what you have is yourself. Pace yourself. Don't be in a big hurry to be like Coke or iPhone. Be yourself. Be like this gentleman. He wasn't trying to be any other person. He understood himself. That's why we started with core clarity. You know, I said clarity is always a place to start. When it comes to creating user-generated content, you'll be clear on the ones you want to share and the ones you don't want to share. You can reshare some of them will bring attention to you that you can capitalize. Some of them will start conversations that may lead to sales or may not lead to sales. But what you need to understand is protect your energy, protect yourself. User-generated content, be ready for the good of it, but also be ready for the fact that you may not always like the response. But what's important for you is that you're clear about who you are. You're clear about what you do. You're clear about the fact that you are willing to change if certain things, you see things from a different perspective, and you are allowed to change your mind. User-generated content, for the person that told me user-generated content was spelled wrongly, thank you very much. User-generated content is amazing for brands. Small brands can use it by starting small. The market is very competitive, but by trying to be like the big companies and copy what they're doing, we lose focus. I want you to say, think about within your circle of friends, within small businesses, start small and grow big. Start small to get authentic conversations with people and ask them how they feel about your products and share it. Share their experiences. Sometimes it doesn't have to be something that is well calculated and well written. It may be a comment somebody gives you. You can protect their identity if they don't want to share their content, their faces. But remember that people's purchasing decisions is driven by other people's purchases. We are not at a level where we can spend $1,000 on ads like the big companies. So rather than trying to replicate what they are doing, we can replicate on a bigger scale, we can replicate it within ourselves. That's why I always call for collaboration. For a couple of years, what I used to do was we come together and have days where we film for our brands, and then we now share ideas with each other. We brainstorm. The thing with entrepreneurship is this: it's lonely. It's a very, very me-centered brand, and it's very competitive. We have to understand that to get users to share their opinion now in a way that is true and not manufactured by us or forced by us, we have to be willing to take that risk and start small. Yes, user-generated content is good, but don't blackmail all your cousins to give, or your customers to give you user-generated content, because their repeat sale from you has already generated content for you. It has already told you what they want you to know about your brand. People tell you words about how you sell, how they feel about your product. Why are we not sharing those things? Canva has amazing templates. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Somebody gives you a quote or a sentence, say, oh, Kiki, do you know the reason I always buy from you? You know me too well. I don't even need to think too much. I just need to tell you I'm going for a wedding and you buy what I need. That is user-generated content that you can use. And that is how you should be selling. When you're using type content like this, do not write like you're speaking to 10 people. Write like you're speaking to one person. So you people should come and see you. That's the Nigerian way of talking. Yes, you can do something like that. But type like you're writing to one specific person. If I want Daukuru to buy this, do I need to tell her a long story? Or do I need to tell her, you know what? This thing, if you buy from this person, they give you lifetime access to Agbalumo. I know what she likes, and I'm going to give that to her. I will just say this. Attention is a currency we can get through user-generated content. User-generated content can be organic, but it has to be something that is authentic and it's real and not forced. We need to start with our own generated content, which is what we are calling value-added content, that tells people about what we do and how we can improve their lives before we get people to talk about us. So the question could be, but DK, nobody has ever used my service. So how do I get user-generated content? I don't know if anybody is asking that question. And my answer is simple. Start small. Start sharing your experience. Ask questions. Have you ever wanted a coach that will be patient enough to listen to you? Have you ever wanted a coach that was not expecting you to be excellent? You're asking questions that person is asking. Because sometimes we think that, oh, I don't have reviews, I don't have this, I don't have that, so nobody will listen to me. But we fail to understand that we already know what these people need. So by helping them do the following things, and this is where we're going to end, by stating the benefits of what you do. So you're like, this product will cut your drying time in by 5 minutes or 10 hours, or it will cut your, what else can I use? Indomie is ready in 3 minutes. Get straight to the point. Objections. Oh, you think Indomie is not nutritious? Indomie contains this. You've handled the objections. You've looked at the uses. Indomie is used for sharing meals. Indomie can be made in the office for your school children in boarding house. You're sure it's safer than eating in a mama put. Things like that. You're talking about uses. You're addressing their objections. Sometimes when people have objections about what we do, and this one I talked about bad reviews, we are defensive. Kiki and I spoke earlier about a review from a Nigerian restaurant in the US or so, where the person complained about food and the restaurant went on the defensive. That was an objection they could have handled in a different way. That was an objection that they wouldn't have brought attention to if they just moved on. But in order to sell, you have to understand what are the objections people are going to have about my product. What are the objections people are going to have about having a personal shopper? Answer those objections, give a response to it. Who uses a personal shopper? That becomes your content. So that is still being generated by people's questions. So although it's not you sharing content by others, but you're answering questions that they're asking, you're telling them about the benefits, you are showing the uses of these products, and you are creating content with the user in mind. Any questions? And I think I'm going to end here. I was going to end at 10, but any questions? All right, so what is my task for you? The task for you is simply this. Every day you are on social media this week, I want you to note down how much user-generated content you see online. Let's just observe today. Observe, then on Wednesday, I will send you a task that you're going to do to see how you can now replicate what they've done. So the first thing is your observation. Observe how big brands, medium brands, small brands are using user-generated content to create sales. Because certain times when you don't know or something is not really at your forefront, or you're not focusing on something, you don't see it. But when you are now aware, you begin to see it. So it's simple. Observe user-generated content you see. Anytime you see it, let's share it in the Telegram group and have a conversation in the Telegram group. Then we will now do a specific task that will show how we can create user-generated content. All right. If there are no questions, I will ask questions. All right, let's see what we have in the house. Blessing. Have you bought any product before because of a video or a skit or anything? Or do you feel that when comedians and skit makers make skits and then talk about a product that they're selling out and they may not be using the product? Blessing, are you not there? Anyone else? Have you bought any products because of an influencer and regretted?
Yes, I have.
Oh, so for me. Okay. Okay, I was expecting you today. And regretted it, or did you regret it, or did you appreciate it?
Huh?
I said, did you regret? All of you.
I regretted buying
Everybody has regretted. Okay. How do you think and do you like when social media influencers come out and say, I denounce this brand is rubbish, blah 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 blah? Do you
Yes,
put
it's better, but
you
how many of them will actually come out to do that?
but you know there are some that they cannot find it. They know if they do rubbish, they will drag them to the end of Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if you have so many incidents, well, thank you guys. We have so many incidents where people have trusted people and those people have broken trust. How do we avoid breaking the trust of our clients? And how can we use this trust factor, the like trust factor, to sell? Before the end of this series, we're going to do the KLT, or I'll do a podcast on it. But if we have no more questions, thank you everyone for coming. I will, come here. He was excited about the food. Thank you everyone for coming. He wanted people to patronize Black people. Yes, okay, we're talking about that gentleman's video. It was organic. He wanted people to patronize Black people, and he was just being himself. Sometimes we feel that we have to be perfect before we come out to people. Be yourself. Your own people will find you. By trying to please every other person, you're missing the true essence of who you are. So as a brand, do you have clarity about who you are? Do you have clarity about what you do as a company? And how do you want to reach out to people? Those are questions that you need to think about. And even if it's a ministry, I was asking someone recently, I said, your church social media and your church, do you see them as the same thing? And they're like, no. Sometimes people, the way we show up online, we want to be formal, official, and everything, that people lose the essence of the fun, personal shopper that we are. Someone that is relatable and is not just going to put clothes on you because every other person is wearing it. Be clear about who you are and start creating before you get to the part where people are giving feedback on their own free will. Start creating and talking about benefits, and people will learn to trust you. It takes time. Trust is earned with time and is not bought. Some people try to buy your trust. And if they can buy your trust, someone else can buy their trust. So that's just where I will end it for today. So tomorrow's session with Emma is